Welcome to the Business English Podcast. I'm Rob, and today we're diving into a skill that could be the difference between sealing the deal and walking away empty-handed: delivering persuasive sales presentations. But before we get into the how-to, let me take you to a bustling office in London, where Charlie, a non-native business English professional, is about to face a moment that could define his career. Picture this. It's a crisp Monday morning and Charlie's pacing his tiny cubicle, coffee in hand, rehearsing under his breath. He's not from the UK, English is his second language, but he's landed a solid job at a tech firm. Today's the day he's pitching to a big client, a retail chain that could double his company's revenue. He's got the slides, the stats, the shiny product demo. But as he steps into the sleek meeting room, his stomach flips. The client team, 3 sharp-suited execs, stare at him expectantly. He launches in. Good morning, thank you for coming. Our product is very good. And then it happens. His opening fizzles. He rambles through benefits, stumbles over objections like, what about the cost? And by the time he mumbles a half-hearted, so what do you think? The room's gone cold. Blank stares, polite nods. As he slinks out, he's hit with a sinking feeling. I blew it. That deal's gone. However, Charlie's a fighter and he's not giving up. He's ambitious, determined to crack this. He's just not sure where he went wrong. Was it his shaky start? Did he miss the mark explaining the value? How could he have turned those objections into a win? And that weak close, what was he even asking for? Charlie's left wondering, how do I structure a pitch that actually persuades? How do I keep them hooked from the first word to the final handshake? If this is resonating with you, have you ever stood in Charlie's shoes, nerves jangling, words slipping, unsure if you're convincing anyone? Maybe you're pitching to clients, pitching for a promotion, or even pitching an idea to your boss. If you've ever felt that sting of a presentation falling flat, or wondered how to make your next one a knockout, this episode is for you. Today we're unpacking how to deliver a persuasive sales presentation from a gripping opening to a confident close. We'll explore how to address objections like a pro and use a language that doesn't just inform, but it inspires action. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll have a framework to transform your pitches. Will it guarantee every yes? Well, maybe not, but it'll stack the odds in your favour. And who knows, maybe Charlie's next pitch will be the one that turns it all around. Curious how? Let's find out. So, we're breaking down how to deliver persuasive sales presentations. We've just met Charlie, sweating through his pitch in London. And now let's zoom out for a second. Why is this skill such a big deal? Well, spoiler, it's not just about sounding slick. It's about unlocking doors in your career that you didn't even know were there. Think about it. In business, your ability to pitch persuasively isn't some nice to have, it's the engine driving results. Whether you're selling a product, a service, or even convincing your team to back your wild idea, a killer presentation can turn maybes into yeses. It's the difference between Charlie leaving that meeting with a handshake or we'll get back to you. And trust me, we've all heard that line before. Usually it's code for nice try, but nah. So what does mastering this skill actually do for you in business English situations? Well, first, it grabs attention like a magnet. You walk in, open strong, and suddenly everyone's leaning in, not just checking their phones. It lets you paint a picture of value so clear, even the toughest skeptic nods along. Imagine you're pitching a new CRM tool. Your words turn dry features into, this will save you 10 hours a week. It's also your shield against objections, those tricky but what about ... moments. You'll flip them into trust builders, not deal breakers. And the best part, It paves the way to a close that feels natural, not pushy, making your audience want to say yes. So let's get real with some examples. Picture you're a sales rep like Charlie, pitching a software upgrade to a retailer. With this skill, you hook them with a stat. Your competitors boosted revenue 20%, then show how it slashes their workload and close with a smooth, "Let's get you started." Or maybe you're an entrepreneur in a boardroom chasing investment. You weave a story of your vision, back with numbers, and leave them thinking, "I need in on this." Even in a team meeting, pitching a new process, you'll have your boss sold before the coffee's cold. And so this skill doesn't just win deals, it builds your reputation. If you nail it, people will start whispering your name as the go-to closer. But how do you pull it off, especially if English isn't your first language? What's the secret to structuring a pitch that lands every time? Hang tight, we're diving into the how next, and trust me, you won't want to miss this bit. Okay, we're on a mission to turn Charlie's pitch flops into wins. We've covered why persuasive sales presentations are your golden ticket, and now it's time to get hands-on. How do you actually build a pitch that hooks, convinces, and closes? Buckle up, we're breaking it into 4 parts: the opening, the body, handling objections, and the closing. And stick around because I've got phrases you'll want to steal, plus you'll practice them with me. Before we dive into the phrases, a quick shout out. If you want more powerful resources like this, sign up for our weekly newsletter, The 3-Minute Minutes, for pro tips and even a transcript of today's episode. Or if you're ready to level up faster, grab the Business English Podcast Premium subscription. The links are in the show notes. Alright, let's roll. I'll say each phrase, you repeat it after me, shadow my pronunciation, and then I'll drop a scenario where it shines. Ready? Let's go. Okay, opening. You've got to kick off with a bang. Hook them and tie it to their world. Did you know that 80% of businesses in your industry are already using this solution to increase efficiency? Did you know that 80% of businesses in your industry are already using this solution to increase efficiency? Now imagine you're pitching a productivity tool to a logistics firm. This stat jolts them awake. Wait, we're behind? And sets you up as the fix. The nuance here is did you know? That phrase, did you know? It's a curiosity spark. It's not pushy, it just invites them in to learn. I understand that reducing operational costs is a top priority for your company. I understand that reducing operational costs is a top priority for your company. Now you could use this one when selling to a budget-conscious client. This shows you've done your homework. They feel seen. And the nuance here is I understand. It's a great phrase because it builds empathy fast. Pair it with their pain points and you are golden. Okay, moving on to the body now, out of the opening and into the body. It is time to sell the value, crisp, clear, and backed up. Our software not only streamlines your workflow, but also provides real-time analytics. Our software not only streamlines your workflow, but also provides real-time analytics. You're pitching to a data-driven manager. This screams efficiency and insight. 2 wins in 1. The phrase not only but also is a powerful combo that stacks benefits. It's simple, but it pops. One of our clients saw a 30% increase in sales after implementing our solution. One of our clients saw a 30% increase in sales after implementing our solution. Talking to a sales director, numbers like 30% hit hard, proof over promises. And using the past tense here, saw, makes it real, not hypothetical. Concrete wins trust. And now handling objections, a tricky phase of any pitch, so don't dodge them, diffuse them and reassure. You might be wondering about the implementation process. Now you've got the tech lead frowning about the rollouts you've just pitched. You say this, then explain it's a breeze. They relax. The nuance here is might be wondering. It's a great phrase. It's proactive, not defensive. You are the one in control, after all. I understand how you feel. Many of our clients felt the same way initially, but they found that the benefits far outweighed the concerns. I understand how you feel. Many of our clients felt the same way initially, but they found the benefits far outweighed the concerns. Now, this is a great one when the client is pretty surprised at the cost. This validates, normalizes, and moves it into a win, crushing the objection. And again, the nuance here is with the past tense, felt and found. It's storytelling with a happy ending. And now finally, closing. Wrap it up, then call them to act. To recap, our solution offers increased efficiency, cost savings, and improved decision-making capabilities. To recap, our solution offers increased efficiency, cost savings, and improved decision-making capabilities. Now, this is great for ending a pitch to executives. This sums up the why. It is clean and punchy. The nuance here is the phrase to recap. This signals closure, but keeps it sharp, no fluff. I invite you to take the next step and schedule a demo. You're wrapping up with a startup founder. It's warm, direct, action without aggression. The great nuance here is I invite. It is polite, but it is firm. A nudge, not a shove. So these are your tools now. Practice them until they roll off your tongue. But here's the twist. Will Charlie nail his next pitch with these? And what trips people up even with these killer phrases? We're tackling that next, so don't go anywhere. Okay, we're shaping you up into a pitch master, just like Charlie's aiming to be. We've got our framework and phrases locked in, but here's the reality. Even with the perfect script, things can go sideways. So let's dig into the common errors that trip people up, and some pro tips to dodge them. Because nailing a persuasive sales presentation isn't just about what you say, it's about sidestepping the pitfalls that scream amateur. So first up, lack of structure. Winging it is a recipe for chaos. You start strong, then ramble, and suddenly you're lost in your own pitch. Listeners tune out, or worse, they're confused. So a tip here is map it out. Opening, body, objections, close. Keep it tight. Charlie learned this the hard way when his pitch turned into a 20-minute monologue. Structure's your safety net. Next, ignoring objections. Pretending that what about cost won't come up. Well, that is a big mistake. If you dodge, you look shady, or worse, unprepared. Non-native speakers might especially shy away here, fearing confrontation. So my advice here is hit the objections head on. Practice phrases like, you might be wondering. And a cultural note, in Anglo business settings, addressing concerns up front builds trust. Don't wait for them to ask. And then there is weak closing. You've dazzled them with benefits, but end with a limp. So let me know. And whoops, the moment's gone. I've seen non-native speakers stumble here, dropping the ball with a vague grammar like, maybe we can do something? So in reality, you need to be bold here. Something like, I invite you to schedule a demo. Clarity seals it. And a fun fact, in English, a strong verb like invite carries more weight than a wishy-washy maybe. And another trap, overloading with info. You're so eager to impress, you dump every stat and feature on your audience, and they drown. This is huge for non-native speakers who might lean on technical jargon to sound smart, but actually less is more. Pick 3 killer benefits, efficiency, savings, and results, and stick to them. And don't sleep on lack of enthusiasm. A monotone delivery kills even the best pitch, and there are cultural variations. Some listeners from reserved backgrounds like parts of Asia or Northern Europe might hold back, thinking that loud energy is unprofessional. Well, in English, this is not the case. Passion sells. So, smile, lift your voice, and let your excitement show. And for non-native professionals like Charlie, here are a few extras. Firstly, one on grammar. Watch those tenses. Saying "we will save you money" last year confuses everyone. Stick to present for benefits and past for proof. And pronunciation pitfalls. Words like efficiency and analytics, trip over them and credibility dips. Practice them slowly. And pace your presentation. Rushing through "our software streamlines your workflow" garbles it. Slow down, breathe, and let each word land. And so there is your edge. Avoid these and you're not just pitching, you're persuading. But can Charlie pull this off in a room full of skeptics? Will these tips turn his next shot into a win? We're wrapping up soon, and I've just got one last thing to get you and him over the line. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of the Business English Podcast. We've just taken Charlie's pitch struggles and turned them into a playbook for success. We kicked off his nerve-wracking flop in that London meeting room, shaky start, fumbled objections, a close that went nowhere. But now we've armed you with a framework to nail persuasive sales presentations, a killer opening that hooks, a body that sells value, objection handling that builds trust, and a close that lands the deal. Plus, we've loaded you up with phrases to practice and pitfalls to dodge. So where does Charlie go from here? Will he step back into that meeting room and turn those blank stares into handshakes? We'll just have to find out. Because his next pitch could be your next pitch. Here's the challenge. Take this framework, rehearse those phrases, say them in the shower, in the car, wherever, and test them out. Shadow that pronunciation, tweak your delivery with those tips, and watch what happens. You might just surprise yourself. And one final tip before I go. Record your pitch on your phone. Play it back. Does it sound confident, clear, persuasive? If not, tweak it, because hearing yourself is the fastest way to polish up. Thanks for joining me on the Business English Podcast. If this episode lit a spark, don't let it fizzle out. Keep practicing, keep pitching, and of course, keep it strictly business.